Hello, beautiful dragons. I am your host, Heather, and welcome to Let's Have a Cuppa. This is something that I did on my blog. It is a once a month thing. I guess it's a thing. That's typically on the first of the month, but it's been, this was March and this was the launch. Intro was on the first, so this is whenever it's going up. So the idea with Let's Have a Cuppa is you grab a cuppa of any beverage that you want, preferably a hot one. I of course have tea, I have a green jasmine tea today, which is one of my favourites in this lovely, you probably can't see it, but it says Lumos Maxima. It was a cup. It's one of those change colour cups that I got for Christmas. And yeah, you can have whatever drink you want, so go pause the video, go grab a tea, a coffee, a hot chocolate, water, squash, a juice, anything you want, and we'll get started. We do a mental health check-in, and then I talk about some things related that are considered geeky that I enjoyed this in the month of February. So, mental health check-in, I suppose. I have been quite good with my mental health. I've been quite good with my mental health. I wouldn't, normally when preparing for things like this, or I'm sorry. Normally preparing for things like this, I'd get like my anxiety would get to me, or I don't really. Depression wouldn't really, I suppose. But normally my anxiety has been very low. I've still had some, mind you, but it's been very low. And yeah, I've been quite good. I've been very excited. I've been working my butt off, so maybe have a little bit of stress. But I think mentally wise, I'm in a good place, which is great. Let me know how you've been through February. I know this has been a tough time for a lot of people. I am happy to chat to anybody if you need it. You are not alone. Just remember that you are not alone. No matter what you're doing amazing. Not everyone starts off perfect doing whatever it is that they want to do. Even if you've just picked up a hobby during this time when we've been stuck at home. Yeah, everyone starts from somewhere. And if you haven't been at home, if you've been at work and you've been feeling the pressures of stress, I don't know how, I don't know what your hours are like, but find some time for yourself and just, even if it's just 5 minutes, just be with yourself, just center yourself, breathe, or connecting with the breath. Always, it triggers, I'm not a doctor, I don't know, but it triggers serotonin release or dopamine release or something in the brain. So just have a few deep breaths and just center yourself, and we'll get through this. I really wish that slurp could be picked up on camera. It's a good slurp. Okay, so to talk about some of the things that I've been doing this month besides being busy. So I should probably start with books. There is a book club. I'm starting a book club which I've wanted to do for a while, but that book is not going to be featured today. I would like to feature this gem, Shadow and Bone. Okay. I'd like to feature this gem for Shadow and Bone. I am about halfway through, if you can see. And it's really good. I've been getting ready for April because Netflix has made an adaptation of this, and I wanted to read it before I watch it. I normally want to do that, but sometimes it's just not possible. I've been wanting to read this for a while, thanks to like Tumblr and BookTok and Bookstagram and all that. I really enjoy it so far. I think most of the book so far has been the training part, which does happen in a lot of like young adult or just adult fantasies where they've discovered they've got new powers and yeah, they've got to, you know, train themselves. They've got to discover these new abilities they've just discovered. So it's a lot of that. I think it's the characters and their attachments and relationships and the subplot of romance that keeps me intrigued. I want to know if she does it. And if you've read the book, you know what I mean. If she does it. And I don't know yet. Please no spoilers. Please never spoil anything unless I'm doing a video where I've said, you know, I've done a spoiler warning. So, no spoilers, thank you. I have realised that the Netflix series is not just Shadow and Bone. It's also Six of Crows, which is another book that I want to read. And I've just thought, oh great. I have 2 books I need to read by the end of April. Well, I can do it. I can do that plus the book club book. So it's all good. I'm very excited to finish this one though. I'm a little sad that I can't then read the rest of the series before moving on to Six of Crows. But if that's the case, surely Six of Crows doesn't have any spoilers. Please don't have any spoilers. So yeah. Video game wise, as pretty much all the video games I've been playing are on Game Time with Dragons. A highlight I would say is I've been revisiting the Harry Potter PC games. I played the first 2 a lot as a child, and playing them again it just brings back so many memories, especially Chamber of Secrets. They're not amazing games, I am aware of that and I know that, but Chamber of Secrets I think will always stay with me. It's very funny how much of the dialogue I could probably quote. In fact, it's probably a shameful amount of the dialogue that I could quote from that game, but it's just so hilarious because of the way the script's done and the way that the actors deliver it. It's just too good. So, I should probably mention TV. There has been... Anyone who doesn't have Disney Plus is missing out on a great series to the Marvel Universe, and that is WandaVision. That's right, I couldn't go through this video without mentioning WandaVision. I think it's fantastic. I love it. Not just because there's more Scarlet Witch, because I really like Scarlet Witch, and not just because there's more Vision, and them being domestic, which is great. Those first episodes are great, but then you had that underlying thing of, oh, what's going on? And then it's got into the later things, and more things are being revealed, and you're like, oh my. And reading all the theories and stuff, it's just really good. And I know it's a setup for Doctor Strange, the Doctor Strange movie, Multiverse of Madness. And is it just called Multiverse of Madness? I'm gonna go with Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. We all know Scarlet Witch is already gonna show up in it, and yeah, I won't say anything to spoil it, but I really like it, especially how each episode is a different decade. That's really cool, or inspired by a sitcom from that decade. It's really good. I'll go watch that. Another TV series I want to mention, because this is more accessible to people, is Death in Paradise on BBC. I love Death in Paradise already, and yeah, fair enough, this series isn't much different from the others. There's just a load of murders, but I just want to mention it, mainly because of the cliffhanger. And I can't say anything about the cliffhanger, but I don't want to wait a year on the cliffhanger, but I have to, and it pains me.
Such a good cliffhanger. She's gone back and binged the entire series.
It's such a good cliffhanger. I just want more Death in Paradise. So it's all on Netflix at the moment, so I'm just watching through all of Death in Paradise, even though there is no overarching plotline for Death in Paradise, because one of those police investigation shows where there's murder and, you know, they solve it. There's no overarching storyline. It's just stories of the day. I just love this show so much. I just really do. It's one of the few I can't say precinct drama because I don't know the term, but it's one of the few police investigation crime shows that I really love watching. And the only unique thing about it is that it's set on a Caribbean island. That's about the most unique thing about it. And then for some reason at the end of the episode, the detective insists that all the suspects gather in the room and then he goes through the case. That's it. Go watch Death in Paradise, please. It's really good. It's a good show. Even as they change the actors, it's a good show. That's it. Clear cut. I think the last thing I have to mention for this month is music. That's all I have left to talk about. Yeah, sadly, I've not watched any anime. I haven't read much else. I haven't even seen any movies. And there's like one movie in particular I've been trying to watch the entire month and it just hasn't happened. But oh well. I've been busy. So music. There is one song in particular I have been obsessed with this month, and that is mostly due to TikTok. I heard it on TikTok. I heard a particular version of it on TikTok, and I was like, oh, that song sounds really cool. I'm gonna look it up. Turns out this song is called Other Friends, is from the Steven Universe movie. Now, I haven't watched any Steven Universe, and I can already hear everyone in the world going, watch Steven Universe, watch Steven Universe, and I will. One day I will watch Steven Universe. At the moment I haven't. And honestly, listening to that song, even though it's the villain's song, it's just so good. And I'm like, I want to watch Steven Universe. I just haven't gone and done it. And I really need to. I want to watch a show about gems. Having gem fusions. I've watched somebody talk to me about Steven Universe. I just still haven't watched the show. But yeah, Other Friends, hype. The version in particular that I really like is by a cover artist from YouTube, I believe, called Caleb. He's called Caleb. I don't want to say his last name. It's Caleb something. Love it. It's amazing. So yeah, I've been mostly listening to that. Something else that I've discovered on YouTube that I didn't know people were doing were these playlists. These playlists that have very peculiar titles. Such as I got suggested, and I listened to it. It was a playlist compilation somebody had made that was called You Marry the Villain to Save Your Kingdom. And they described it in their playlist as dark. I can't get it out.
You're choking on the words there.
Hang on. So yeah, it's apparently called Dark Royalty Core. You don't say anything. That's what they described it as on their playlist. So I don't know if particularly Dark Royalty Core is what I'm interested in. It's just these kinds of playlists are what I normally look for when I'm writing. I used to use 8-tracks, but 8-tracks doesn't exist anymore. And 8-tracks is where people, they like post playlists of videos basically with different music and things. And most of them use YouTube videos anyway. So I can probably fill that void with writing that I need now with YouTube. So I just find like, for example, in uni, for a short film that I was writing as one of my lessons, was about pretty much a yandere. So I went and looked up yandere playlists and just listened to those whilst I was writing. And that way of working with writing really does help me. Is I just find like a themed playlist and I listen to that. It keeps me going, and the songs a lot of the time make me think of the character that I'm thinking of specifically or the situation. It's very good. So And pretty much, I suppose the only other thing I have to mention is just the app TikTok. I know everyone else, like last year, was on a TikTok hype because we were all indoors. But I only recently caved in and got it because I'm one of those people that remembers Vine and just thinks that TikTok is a copy of Vine. Which it kind of is, but then it kind of isn't as well. Because I'm finding that there's a lot more on TikTok than just funny videos. There's educational things, there's like entire communities and things on TikTok. So I've been watching a lot of TikToks, hearing a lot of music that I haven't heard before, learning a lot of new things. I think what I love most about TikTok is I have come across so many small businesses that I otherwise wouldn't have known about if I hadn't have gone TikTok, and I'm actually really happy about that because it's really cool, and that's a great, and it's an amazing way for small businesses to grow their customers, really. So I'd say, you know, if you are interested in, you know, helping small businesses and stuff, probably like stalking them on TikTok could be a way to go. I don't think stalking's the right word.
Too late. It's on there.
It's on there now. Researching? I know. Sourcing on TikTok to find small businesses. I don't know. There are small businesses on TikTok. Go find them. Or they will find you, really, if you have TikTok. Yes. I think that's all I have to say. So, yeah, tell me, give me your mental health check-in. Tell me what you've been obsessed with through the month of February. And, yeah, subscribe to join the party. Booty slap that like button with consent. And leave your comments in the dungeons below. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Love and light.